Good day, this is AJ Farzad with successwithloa.blogspot.com, and you can see most of my posts and videos on my Facebook page. Good day, this is AJ Farzad with successwithloa.blogspot.com, and I am going to be doing a video blog this week on how to deal with losses that are not necessarily your fault. So I was discussing some things with a colleague of mine, and he mentioned that to no fault of his own or out of his control, there were close to over $1 million in loss of sales. So as we were chatting, I thought about putting a blog together, and we know how law of attraction works. So I was trying to be inspired by this incident so I can bring a blog not necessarily from my perspective, but from what is inspired by the law of attraction. And sure enough, because I was paying attention to it, law of attraction brought me an opportunity to experience loss so I can explain the process. So I had an issue with a training that, for the lack of better words, went very, very badly as far as the installation of the system, etc., and it rapidly gave me a chance to practice what I was going to preach to you in this blog. So, quick review: law of attraction is a universal law. If you've never seen one of my blogs, just realize law of attraction is just like gravity, just like electromagnetism. You don't go to school to learn how to use gravity. You don't go to school to use electricity. So you don't have to learn how to use the law of attraction. You just need to be able to allow it to work for you. Otherwise, you're basically going around by default, and if things are good, you're happy. If things are not good, you are not happy. We are deliberate creators as human beings. The fact that we can specifically and deliberately think about something and also control all of our feelings towards that something gives us this ability to manifest our reality. So first of all, something that nobody likes to hear is that I attracted this loss into my reality by specifically having the feelings of what am I going to talk about in my blog about big loss that you may not have any control about. And as much as you don't want to hear it, if you experience a loss like that, you have attracted it into your reality, not on purpose, but by default. So if you are going about and people are negative around you and you just happen to be going by their vibration, stuff happens. You know, just like the movie Forrest Gump, you know, he's running around and he steps in a pile of doo-doo, and the guy goes, "Oh dude, you just stepped in it," and he goes, "It happens." So yes, stuff does happen. How do we react to it in a sales situation? How do we react to it when we truly feel like out of our control, it seems like the universe has just come around to whack us across the head? You have to realize that this is a favorable and good universe. That's the first premise. This is a friendly universe, as Albert Einstein postulated. We as human beings have different feelings, and whatever we are feeling, we will attract more opportunities to feel that way. When you are experiencing a big loss, the actions that you take immediately after that might be trying to convince yourself that, hey, better things are coming, which is absolutely true. But saying, hey, better things are coming, I have already built this relationship, I have things in place, all of that is fantastic, but you know that your gut feeling is saying bullshit. And it's the gut feeling that is important. So again, I'm going to go back to this focus that Abraham Hicks makes clear in their recent seminars, is that when you're trying to be specific, especially when you are dealing with things that have gone wrong, you can't feel good when you are observing something that does not feel good to you. It is too big of a jump for you to try to feel good when you are now face to face with over $1 million loss of sales in your territory. It just doesn't make sense to say, hey, yay, everything is going to be wonderful. Even though intellectually you do realize that. You do realize that you have the relationships. Things will get better. Most of the time when something doesn't happen for you, it's a precursor to something even better coming. But at the time, if you try to specifically concentrate on making yourself feel good, you're not going to be able to do it. Nobody can tell you if you are happy about the situation or not, because nobody is feeling it the way you feel it. So only you can realize if going out, working out, all of these are fantastic action steps. Saying that yes, everything will be okay is a good action step. Going and burning off the energy is a good action step. However, when you're taking action steps and you're still feeling like crap because you have a loss, those action steps are not going to get you to a better place, because your feeling is still saying, I want to attract things that made me feel like crap. I hope this is very clear. And this is where in my past couple of blog videos I have mentioned, you need to get more general. And that's what Abraham Hicks suggests, is that when what you're dealing with right now feels like crap, taking action steps will just bring you more crap. So get general. Start thinking about environment. Start thinking about your cat, your dog, your children, anything that will reach for a feeling of relief. Realize you can't go from feeling of depression all the way to feeling of joy in one bounce. It's just not possible. But you can go from depression to anger. That is a step up. Most people don't want to see you angry, because to them, he goes, oh, whoa, look, what's up, AJ? Keep, calm down. Go back to your depression because we liked you better when you were depressed. Now you're like angry. But being angry is actually a better feeling. It's a feeling of relief from being depressed and helpless and not having anything to do. Because at least when you're angry, you can punch the bag, you can go play, a sport. The key point is, don't stay angry. From anger, blame is a better feeling than anger. And now you're starting to see it. I'm going to blame so-and-so company for doing so-and-so that took away my sales. Blame is better. You're reaching slowly for feelings of relief, right? And looking for things like, hey, I'm just kicking back, and you flip through your phone, go through the pictures of your kids. That brings a feeling of joy. That feeling of joy is telling the universe that you want to pivot your emotions. Again, as Abraham Hicks mentions, everything in life that we desire is actually two things. There is wanting it and the feeling of not having it. Completely different things. I want money and I don't want debts are two different sides of the same stick. And you have to be very cognizant of how you are feeling about the situation. Are you feeling like I just lost $1,000,005? Or can you reach for the feeling of, hey, this is a situation where maybe it wasn't time for this $1,000,005, but it will lead me to 2,000,000 in the next 6 to 18 months. So again, we're trying to be specific, and during the time of this loss, you can't become happy about, $2 million in 18 months. Who gives a crap? I just missed my commission check, right? So that's why I'm saying you need to become general. Think of anything else that will make you feel better. When you're looking at the pictures of your kids or your pets or etc., and you're starting to feel better, you're now attracting more opportunities to feel better. Stay general until you can feel better about your situation, and then take those actions of cultivating your contacts, reapproaching this opportunity down the line, maybe a couple of months down the line. Because then those actions come with the vibration of feeling good, which would mean success to you, because getting a commission feels good. I hope this makes sense to you, and I hope you can become at the very least aware of how you are feeling when you are faced with a situation or a loss. In my case, when I get an email from my customer and I'm in the airport that says, hey, your moving company told me that the install that was supposed to happen is not going to happen until tomorrow, and you're supposed to train us tomorrow, what are we going to do? Immediately, my reaction is, how could this have happened? This is months in advance. We planned everything. We have things in place. What happened here, right? So my immediate response is, go to my phone, start emailing our people going, what happened? How could this happen? Those actions now are coming from a place where I'm not feeling really good. But because we are focused and we are now know how the law of attraction works, I can immediately stop myself. This is not the time for me to send email to my contract admin and saying, hey, what happened to this thing and how could this have gone wrong? I needed to kick back, relax. Happened to be getting on the plane, so it actually worked out because I had to turn off my phone. So while the plane is going, I'm sitting down, I'm meditating, I'm breathing, I'm enjoying, at least getting to baseline. Then I do things on my laptop that makes me feel better, because I can't do anything on the phone anyway. So by the time I land at my first destination, I'm in a better mood. I have had some relief. I know that, 1, I have a great support team. 2, I have fantastic engineers that are basically doing their best to try to make this happen. And stuff does happen. From that perspective, when I send an email or when I call somebody, they told me, okay, well, this and this went wrong, but we can have the system over there. The next day when I went, I was surprised by a customer that was so understanding. In fact, they were apologetic because they had to do some other things that took them away from the lab, so my training would have been interrupted in the middle anyway if I had started early. And I truly credit that to the fact that I took a step back and made my action step come from a place where I was actually feeling good. So that was the end of my situation. I know it's not a $1 million loss, but size of these happenings matters very little to no effect when it comes to the law of attraction. A single issue, a thorn in my pinky, is the same thing as a $1 million loss when it comes from the feeling and the law of attraction. And I hope you can realize that. So try to get yourself on a higher vibration, reach for relief, and then take your actions. I hope this helps. And until next time, cheers. Thank you for listening. If you want this type of training for your organization, email me at successwithloa@gmail.com. Make sure to watch my Facebook page at facebook.com/successwithloa, or tweet me at successwithLOAJ.